Okay, my friends. So here I've done the same thing I just asked you to do, which is bring in the outcomes, and then skip a column, and then put the probabilities in. You may have noticed something, assuming I typed these in right. If you sum up these probabilities, they don't quite equal 100%. They're off by three. It looks like 3/10,000ths. Don't worry about that. It's a rounding error. Remember when I added all the decimals and I made it go out to the fifth decimal, there were actually probably way more decimals than that. Not to worry, it's close enough for what we need to do. Okay, let's make this a gambling game. So the first thing we have to do is we have to establish how much we're going to charge the player. And I think, based on what I've been reading about minimum bets in Vegas, I think we're going to make them cost $5 per roll. So we're going to give somebody 6 dice after they give us a $5 chip, and then they can roll the 6 dice. So $5 is the ante. We also have to establish if any of these outcomes aren't going to win anything. And I'm going to keep with current kind of practice for scratch it tickets and games a chance that the most likely outcome is the loser. So I'm going to go ahead and say 2 pairs only is -5. And I'm going to go ahead and just format this entire column as currency. There we go. Oh, look, it makes it, oh, that's kind of fun. It puts the 5 in parentheses, which tells us that it's a loss. Okay. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put certain payouts in for the other outcomes. I'm feeling lazy, so I'm just going to put $5 for each one. I'm going to have you goof around with this in a second. Now, this is why I had you skip that column. I wanted you to create a probability distribution for this game based on the payouts and the probabilities. Now, whether you had me in face-to-face class or online class, we learned how to find the average payout or the expected value of the payout of this distribution right here. We created another column. Don't do this. I want to show you a new command here. We created another column in my column H, and we took each of the payouts times the probabilities. And then when we were done, we added them all up. Well, it turns out Excel has a formula that does that for you. So I'm going to label it average payout. That's just text labeling it. I'm going to bold, underline that. I'm going to place it right here in this cell. I'm going to make it gray. The formula is called sum product. Check it out. Equals sum product. And then what you do is you select the 2 columns of your distribution. Excel calls them arrays, but you can just call them columns. Take the X column, comma, the P of X column. Close the parentheses off, and press enter. And that, my dear friends, I'm going to go ahead and make that currency as well. That is the average payout of this game. Now you got to realize I just flippantly threw in those $5 payouts. I'm going to have you messing with that throughout the rest of this question. So now that you've seen how to code that sum product command, I'll click back up here so you can see the formatting again. Read on and see what you're going to do next.